It's your boy Joe coming at you once again. Hey, what are you doing over there, you criminal? I'm gonna say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. All right, everybody. So I think I got the subnetting logic down. I think I cracked the code.
He broke his server on Minecraft.
Yeah, I was playing around with my Minecraft servers all morning today, breaking them. So wasting hours that I should have never wasted on them. But yeah, so I think we can make a real big push uh, with our code tonight and make and put a lot of the a lot of the pieces together that we've been working on for the last couple of streams. So let's get into it.
I'm watching you.
Are you watching me? I'm watching you, sir. I'm watching you watch me. Ah! All right. You're a monster. Don't even speak to me. All right. All right. Let's get into it, guys. So what I did was I jumped on CodePen. I jumped on CodePen for a little bit. Like I said, I love CodePen because it gives me the opportunity to just think about the code that I want to develop. I don't have to think about anything other than whatever I want my code to do. And again, that's why I like using CodePen. I think it's a great tool. I think it's a great platform. It has a beautiful future. And yeah, I can't say anything else. I can say so much more about it. But all right, whatever. What I did is I jumped on there and I started thinking about what I really wanted, what I was really asking, or what I wanted my code to do. You know what I'm saying? I guess for me being so, I guess not uh, a seasoned, I guess developer or a seasoned coder or a beginner, whatever you want to label me as or whatever I category myself as. At least I don't have I won't even put myself. I still find myself to be a novice, if anything. If I could label uh, my interpretation, my skill set, my uh, I understand, so I can read and interpret most lines of JavaScript, Python, stuff like that. Uh, it's more sometimes with me. It's the math. Uh, it's the math that gets me. I get hung up on the math just because you know whatever. Uh, I might not know all the a correct formula to get a particular value that I'm looking for. I know I want particular values, and it's for me sometimes I just have to think about how I want to get that value. So that's what this was, and that's what I was racking my brain last night. I was thinking about it. What is this? How am I going to build this function to do what I want it to do? I want to get certain parameters back. Uh, and it was possible. So once I thought about the parameters I wanted, and that is I wanted to find, if you gave me a certain number, I want to put that number, if that number falls into a particular category, that what you see here is I'm calling them base 2, base 4, base 8, base 16, base 32, base 64, and base 128. If your number has to fall within, and each one's given, they're all given all the each thing. they're all given each answer for each parameter of that number I'm looking for. So what I wanted is if you gave me a number, I wanted it. I want again if you fell into the say the 16. So I wanted to know where that number fell. How many times 16 was multiple to that number. All right. How many times? And then that number that 16 is that number that 16 is multiple up to. So say if it was 100, okay, say if I had 100, say if the value I had was 100, I wanted to get 96 back, okay, because and we can take a look over here. So if we come, I'll make this value 100 and our let me flare the console real quick. Do this, do its thingy. Run the code, buddy. Oh, what? Come on. Run it, run. Change it again to something. Yep, yeah, it'll run the code, right? All right, let me. All right. So here we go. So again, what this is doing is we have base 2, base 4, base 8, base 16, base 32, base 64, and 128. Okay. So let me see. 1, 2. Yeah. So this is base 2. So 100. Obviously, so 100. 100 can go into 200. 2 is a multiple of 100. Okay. And then the base plus is what's the next number plus 1. That's what gives you the 101. Okay. So the base 4, obviously 4, all right, is a multiple of 100. So we're getting the 100 back. And then the next, which would be 104, okay, minus 1. Okay, so we get the 103. All right, now we have 8. Okay, so this would be base 8. So again, 8 and 16. So 8 doesn't go exactly into 100. It goes up to 96. Okay, there's a remainder. I don't care about the remainder, but it goes up to 96, and that's the number I wanted. Okay, so we got 96, and then the next value, the next multiple of 8 after that would be 104 minus 1. We get 103. Same thing with 16. All right, the only value that 16 can get that's multiple of 100 is 96. Okay, the next value after that be 112. Okay, so like the 112 minus that is 111. All right, so the same thing goes with 32. All right, so 32 goes into 100, only multiple to 64. Yeah, so which one is this? Is that 64? No, this is 64. That's 96. So this is 32. So 32, 96. Yep. And then 127. And then 64. So we have 64 here. So obviously 64 can't anything else but 64. So the first number would be 64. The next one would be 128. So minus 1 would be 127. And then for 128, again, so you can't there is no multiple of 100 in 128, so you're going to get 0. Okay, this is how I knew the logic was working soundly. Okay, and then the next one from that is 128. Okay, the next multiple is itself 128. Okay, minus 1 and you get the 127. Okay, now does anybody have any questions about what I just did? Now we're gonna take a look at the code. Okay, so and it's very very simple, and it was like for me it was like when I finally it was like it took me to just look at a calculator and just do the problem on a calculator for me to figure out the formula from the function. So it's just this. So don't mind this. This is an arbitrary value. Okay, so this is I'm just calling it awk1 because just in instance of what we're gonna be putting this into that subnetting. What's up, Lucas? Does it make sense? So okay, so arbitrary value. I'm just calling it awk1, whatever. We can give this any value. What it starts is right here. So I'm just calling it base 2. I love arrow functions, so this is just an arrow function. Don't get too hung up on why it's it may look like a weird variable. These are functions, okay? All right. So what I'm doing is I'm in my first the first parameter of my function, whatever. I'm calling a variable, and I'm giving that math. So pretty much the octet divided by 2. All right. So the whatever this value divided by 2, and I'm surrounding that math floor, which rounds it to the next lowest number. Yeah, math floor rounds it to the next lowest number. Okay, all right. So I'm passing that through num1. Okay, now num2 is num1 times 2. So times the value that I want. So if it comes back as 1, so 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. Whatever the answer gets times itself. What up, Elmath? That's how we're able to get. That's how I'm able to find that number, that first number, and to just find the second number. All right. It's just the next multiple. So I just had to think, okay, don't get too complicated. It's just the next multiple of. So if I'm looking for 2, that's just plus 2 minus 1. And again, I'm just repeating this rinse wash cycle, but I'm just doing it again with 4. Okay. So I'm just taking my arbitrary number, dividing that by 4. Okay. That number that I get back, okay, is rounded down to the next lowest number, okay? All right? And then that value is then times by itself, okay? And again, that's how I get the multiples of, and I get that. So, I mean, I guess, let me get the calculator out. It would be the easiest way for me, I guess, to explain it. So, again, so say we had, we'll take 100. So 100, all right, divided by 2, all right, is 50, okay? You round that down, we still get 50, all right, and then you times that by 2, get 100, okay? And the logic is sound right there, all right? And then obviously plus 2, which would be the next multiple of that, 102 minus 1, okay? Now we can repeat that logic just stays repeated throughout this. And again, that's it escaped me, and it was like I felt like, oh, you dummy. When I guess when I found out, when I figured it was so simple, and I was just overthinking. I was overthinking what I wanted it to do. So what this is enable, what this is though, this is what we're going to be using as our function uh, to get the rest of our subnetting information for the difficult octets. Okay. Now, if you joined me last night, uh, we got the we have the logic set for finding the subnet values. Yeah, let me say that again. I have the logic set for finding where the subnets are. Okay, so yeah, that's it's everything, man. It's all right here. Uh, I got it sitting. I got it sitting on a Docker container right now. Uh, what I did was is I started it. I started it over on CodePen. Uh, and just because CodePen can't I mean obviously I could have made a copy of my pen and just worked off that. But I wanted to work. I wanted to just use VS Code. Uh, just because editing things in VS Code is just so much uh, better. It's just so much more productive wise in VS Code than anything else. Uh, oh, that's what I'm saying. I love VS Code. Uh, so that's why I brought it over. Uh, I just brought it over I'm running it off of it's just a yeah, whatever, all my thousands of servers well, not thousands. Uh, either way, I just have it sitting in a Docker container here. Uh, that's it. Uh, but that's whatever. Uh, yeah, I love Docker. I love Docker. I got a couple other projects. Whatever. I don't want to take away from that. I'm getting distracted. I'm thinking about Docker now. More Docker projects. uh, but either way, like I said, so if we come over here and no, you're good. You come over here and again, everything's our functions are working, our buttons are working. It's coming with the 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 default classes. Okay, so we press B, we get the default class B, which is 172.16.0.0 with the subnet mask of 255.255.0.0. Okay, same thing when we click on C, we get the default subnet and the default subnet mask of 192.168.0.0 and 255.255.255.0. Okay, now when we press calculate, again, we got it last night to where we were getting the correct subnet IDs, first host, last host, and subnet subnet broadcast. That's working right, and the functions work good. You know what I'm saying? You can put whatever arbitrary values, and we get the correct logic back. Okay, so again, I mean, you can check my logic too, all you want. The segment, the network ID for this, all right, would be 192.168.12.0. First host would be 12.1. Last host would be 12.254. And the subnet broadcast address would be 12.255. All right, same thing with B. We can do it for B. And yeah, so these were the easy octets. So /8, /16, /24. Those are the easy octets. And that's so InfoNet. That's the function. And I stink at I really stink at naming things. I really gotta get I just gotta get better at naming things. I'll sit here for 10 minutes and get dumbfounded with trying to come up with new names, so I'm not just polluting my namespace over here. But whatever, that's beside the point. So InfoNet over here this is the function that is getting that it is important, and it just I get like I don't know, it's like I get OCD'd or something like that, and I can't get past it in my own head. It takes me 10, yeah, like I said, it takes me 10 minutes to name a stinking function. Uh, Same thing with variables. Like I'll sit here forever and I'm just like punch myself in the head to name a variable. Stuff. All right, whatever. So just like the majority of my code that I got going on here, I'm pulling in all of my I'm pulling in all the uh, values that we're getting from the user. So when the user can enter anything into these uh, input boxes, and this is one thing I gotta do next is to set. I want to set a minimum and a maximum for each input box. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but that's one thing I want to set a minimum and max because you can only, it can only be 0 to 255. It can't be letters or anything else. 0 to 255 in every single one of them. And then with the subnet ones, I don't know if I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do uh, a drop down for those. I might do a drop down for those just for the just to make it simple on the user. Uh, Especially if, say, a user might not, maybe understand the subnetting thing, or I don't have to make a drop down, but I think it'd just be easier for everybody to understand how to use it because you can only have, eight only 8 values as a subnet ID, 128, 192, 224, 240, 248, 252, 254, and 255. I mean, those are the only ones. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I started this. Again, I'm back to studying for my CCNA exam and stuff like that. Like I do with everything, I get distracted once I start getting things in my head. So, if you can guess, I'm back up to the point when we're going over subnetting and everything again. So I'm all hyped up about subnetting. So I thought it'd just be a great project to just finally build a real subnetting calculator. I've built one. Well, I wouldn't call it a calculator, but I built a IPv4 helper. I built it in Python when I first started to learn how to, just do some basic Python coding and stuff like that. Um, that one's totally different. That one is utilizing a lot of the Python libraries and stuff like that to uh, make it work. You know what I'm saying? And it's different. It's totally different. Coded totally different in a totally different way. Uh, but yeah, so to kind of get back to what we need to do is we need to finish this InfoNet function because that's where I got stuck at because this is where this is the 128. So this is the next. Let me get my epic pen. It's epic. Doesn't freeze my computer. So this next value would be so if 255 would be 128.0.0. All right. This would be a slash. This would be a /9 prefix, subnet prefix ID. All right. And let's make sure I have all my. Yeah. Yeah. And all of any octet. So if you know, if you understand how to subnet, if we have a, say, we had an IP address of, say, 10, let me space this so it'll kind of be over that, 12, whatever, 0, dot 0. It don't really matter for what I'm trying to concept here. Uh, what it means is in, so these values, obviously these would turn, to, these would maintain zeros, uh, and then, to find the subnet ID, they would just turn into 255s, at the end of, at the end of the subnet range. Okay, but beginning of the subnet range, they'll stay zeros. The This is the interesting octet though. Okay, because this value, uh, doesn't end in either a 0 or a 255. All right, makes this a difficult mask, to subnet. Okay, I don't mean difficult because it's hard to do the math. That's not what it is. It's difficult because it's not simple. Okay, if you have a subnet ID that ends in 255 or 0, subnetting is easy. It's either a 0 or a 255. Very easy to do. But when you have these interesting octets, you have to do some math. So, whatever. Um, to keep things moving. So, the to find the subnet ID, the subnet broadcast address, the first host, last host, you have to find out some information. So, what you would do, in this instance, uh, uh, so what you would have to find is obviously how many, how many times does 12, how many is 12 a multiple of 120? Obviously it isn't. Okay, so, this would be 10. That's going to stay the same. This would be a 0, a 0, dot 0. All right. Uh, this would be the actual, subnet ID, uh, for this particular, address here. Okay, uh, and if we go down to the very end of this range, okay, the, subnet broadcast address. Okay, now this is the broadcast address. Would be 10.127. All right, dot 255.255. Okay, so that's what we had to find. We have to find these two networks. We needed the subnet ID and the subnet broadcast address. Okay, if we had once we get this interesting octet, in our subnet value. All right, so that's what we're working on here. So anything that ends up in this particular octet has to, we have to find where is it a multiple of 120. All right, not too many things are. So 128 is not that hard. But because it 128 and then 256, you're done. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a value higher, higher than 250. This is all binary. So 8 binary ones is 255. Right? Can't go higher than 256. So, that's kind of that's where that's where we're at. That's where the code's at. And that's what we're kicking some booty on. So let me all right, so what's happening right here is this is else if I said that backwards. That's finding the 128. Uh, that's finding the 128 parameter. Okay, right there, and then we get that back, but it's broken. Okay, it's not doing it right. So, all right. And if you want to take a look at the code too, here it is on a gist. Uh, you can take a look at it there. It's got on the gist you can you'll see all the files in it. So you'll see the style, the HTML, and the Java. Now this is up until last night. The pen the the pen for this project. I haven't updated that. I haven't updated that. That's behind it. That's going to be behind 2 versions ago now. But once we get this, once we get this um, properly properly fleshed out, uh, we'll incorporate it into the pen. I'm just like so. I mean, I'm just trying to incorporate this. But once I do this, it's gonna be fast. So just trying to break it. One second. This one. Two. we'll just keep on it. Num2. Namespace is horrible. Someday we'll go back and redo all this code. Just want to get it working. What, baby? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. How you doing? No, you're good. You're good. Okay. Yeah, that's right. For sure, that's right. All right. That should start. Code. do it, guys. Let's get all the ranges. Okay, now that's /8. Populate. All right. Correct those. All right. Yep. Yep. Mhm. Perfect. Oh yeah. Mhm, 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 mhm. Mhm. Perfect. I am pumped up. That's pretty epic. I can't find something. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. So I can bother my wife all night. How we doing, guys? How's Facebook? Let me go check on some Facebook. Uh, doing good. Cooking with gasolina. Woo! Ah, it's the home run stretch. Yeah, I'm good. I'm always good. I'm even good when I'm bad. It's the next one. Yeah, it's this one I have to push, right? Yeah, yeah. No, I just gotta do the 128. that's still equal that. I'm doing this. I'm messing with my own head. Woo. Yeah. Last octet, guys. It's the last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 left. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Finishing up our subnetting logic. This is it, actually. I got one more left. Ooh, baby. Alright. That is it. That is it. That is it, baby. Yes, it works, baby. Oh, yeah. Well, I am pumped up, guys. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. But I'm pumped up. It is official. It is official. The subnetting calculator is done. Wow. This has been an epic project, guys. I mean, it's not done, but the bulk of our code, guys. I'm kind of sad. It's like coming into the end of a story when you're done reading a story. Uh, yeah, wow. I mean, how many lines of Java do we have here? Just Java badness. Small amount of my fucking code. Oh, you kind of caused this fucking trend to happen. You screwed it, you. Yeah, I'm over it. I don't care. But how many lines is it? Almost about 500. Just about 500. Well, just about 500 lines of code. All of our functions are working. Empty laundry. We're gonna add some more style to it. Definitely need to add some more style to it. That's longer. That's just make sure. Oh, I'm pumped up right now. And my only concern is how is this going to look on the phone? It's always a concern. We need emojis, though. Well, what would you guys? What do you guys? Oh, my shoulder. Ah. So something that represents like I. So this. Oh, there's cool. There's first host. Toast. I love emojis. ID. To be the broadcast. something that represents Lust. Tell me what you guys think. It's pretty cool, man. Change. The only thing I changed was the. Here we go. I'm gonna. It's a copy, guys. Come on, right at you. Did I close CodePen? No, I didn't. See how this looks on the phone. Adding. Oh. Good now. I had a small. I gotta go back and uh, on. So uh, here it is on the pen. So there's the pen right there too. If you guys want to take a look at the pen, I had to make it small, the wording smaller on the pen. So just for right now, it's gonna take me a couple minutes to do it. Who's my puck still there? I gotta go in and adjust the sizing for the phones. So when you look at it on a phone or a tablet or something like that, it's a small screen. I gotta add like word wrapping or something like that into it so it doesn't get all garbly gooped on the phone. But no, with the small size, everything fits on the screen, uh, real nice and stuff like that. Everything should fit on the screen real nice. So it is live. You guys can go on there and you guys can play with it. Here it is. Kind of messed up everything. But there it is live on, so you guys can take a look at it, play with it. I'll be adding it to my site, so it'll have its own domain and stuff like that soon. Guys, I gave you, what's up? All the codes on Git. Take a look at the code on Git. Yeah, super fun stream, guys. All right, we'll be back on doing, taking over the world, doing something else. But super fun project. Keep learning, keep coding, keep networking, keep being awesome. Love every single one of you guys. I'll talk to you guys all soon. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything else about me, the code, or anything else that I do, make sure you guys leave comments in the videos, and make sure you guys subscribe, like my videos, something, please. All right, guys, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, get me up there, guys. Let's do it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night. Bye bye. Tell them bye bye, Max.
Don't forget to press the notification.
You better smash that freaking notification button.